Yes.
Right?
They're
That was on the list.
That's one of my favorites by far. It's a little neighborhood favorite. I do love that place.
Yeah.
Their wings are amazing.
A hidden treasure.
Yeah, and get that in early because the stores are going to be crazy this weekend. The restaurants, you got to get everything ready now because we're going to be dealing with the possibility of maybe some wet snow mixing in. Yeah, just a little bit could mix in on Super Bowl Sunday. It won't have a big impact on the weekend overall, but just a heads up that we're going to be dealing with that by Saturday night and Sunday. This is what we're dealing with today. Yeah, if you are sniffling and sneezing, you're not alone. The pollen, it's legit. This is the roof of my car. I don't think I've ever seen the pollen this thick so early. I mean, sometimes you'll get a little bit of pollen the end of February, early March on rare, really warm winters, but this is crazy. It's February 8th, and we're not alone. All of the Southeast, we're seeing all the trees about 20 plus days above that. I really think it's about a month above what we normally would see. Usually March is when we start to see things starting to sprout here and there. To see it so early into February is a little crazy, and it's a combination. It's been really warm since the beginning of the year, and it's been incredibly wet. Two things that plants love: warm, wet weather, that'll get them going. You could see medium again tomorrow, juniper, elm, cedar, but relaxing a little bit going into the weekend thanks to this system to our west. Now, there is severe weather tonight. Thank goodness for us, the severe weather not heading our way. We're going to kind of see the energy split over us, but what we're watching more so is going to happen on Saturday into Sunday. So tomorrow, definitely a cloudy day. Showers will develop late in the afternoon. Temperatures will be warm, just not as warm as today because there'll be more cloud cover and not as much sunshine. I still think we make it to 70 because of that southwest wind, and any rain here in the Piedmont East is going to hold off until later in the day. The system heading our way is that one to the south. It's not this cold front. This arrives late tomorrow into Friday. Not a lot of rain with it. It's really when the wave of low pressure comes up from the south that we see waves of heavier rain spreading up here on Saturday into Sunday. So the wettest weather will actually be probably more late Saturday into Sunday as opposed to Friday, where it's just going to be widely scattered. The thing that's interesting is there's an upper low which is coming in on the backside of this with cold air aloft, not at the surface, above our heads. And that could change some of the rain briefly to snow even east of the mountains. Now, certainly going to see snow in the mountains, but don't be surprised if we get some heavy rain Sunday, middle of the day, and it briefly changes over to some big wet flakes before it goes back to rain. The cold air, again, under this upper low, that little area blue, watch as it intensifies. So it's cold enough right there for snow. Too warm here, too warm here, too warm here. So it's going to be a very small bullseye somewhere over the Carolinas Sunday for a brief shot of snow. And here's what happens. The upper low actually lowers the freezing height closer to the ground. It'll be above freezing down here where we are. It just will not give it enough time for the snow to melt, so the wet snowflakes make it to the surface. Now, if the upper low is not over us, the warm layer is a little thicker, which means the snow will melt on the way down. Either way, it's all starting to snow. It's just a matter if it survives the trip down to the ground. And with the surface temperatures way above freezing and the ground warm, I wouldn't expect much of this at all to stick if it's not on a grassy surface. It's really going to be kind of what I call white rain, where we just see the precipitation fall. And after that, we're right back to the warm temperatures. So your Guy Roofing 7-day forecast, crazy to say, but we could see some wet snowflakes in between a couple of days that are in the 60s and maybe even the 70s as we look long range. Really mild there as we go into next week.